Hello and welcome. You are joining in the conversation with Women, Wealth and Wisdom. My name is Sheila and I am a certified financial planner and behavioural money coach. We are coming to you live from Thrive Spot in Blacktown, which is an amazing co-working and shared office space. And joining me today is...
Hi everyone, I'm Lana from Smartline Personal Mortgage Advisors and I'm the finance broker of the group.
Hi everyone, my name is May Reyes of Reyes Group Australia. I'm the accountant.
And Mary Chung from Cora Property, I'm the licensed real estate agent.
So our topic for this month, ladies, is family and the festive season. So I've been chosen to actually lead us through the discussion, but feel free as always. I know when the four of us get together, all sorts of things happen and we never know where the conversation goes. So I'll just make sure that we stay in line and on topic when we need to be. So family is an important part of everyone's life, really. We're born into one and we also create one. So what does family mean to you?
As an immigrant, it's actually very interesting when we decided on this topic. I have two distinct families. I have my birth family, who I initially left back in South Africa, who thankfully have joined me here in Australia, and they always hold a very dear part in my life. However, coming here, knowing three other people in Australia, I had to create my own family. And they are a wonderful mix of people, background, nationalities, and they are definitely family to me.
Yeah.
For me, same as with you, Lana, like an immigrant in here. So back home, I actually come from a big family. So it's really not a worry, like, have much friends or anything, because family is already big. But here, when I came in here, I believe like I got much more friends in here, because for me, family is a support that there for you.
Yeah. I think it might be safe to say that we're all immigrants here in some form or another. So we weren't born in Australia. We're all born overseas. I came here, I think, when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I think family for me, obviously, you've got the bloodline. I've been lucky that I've got mum and dad here, and some of my aunts and uncles and cousins. But for me, family is, I suppose you meet certain people along the way, and you just find that you just, for whatever reason, click with them, and you kind of adopt them as your family.
Exactly.
I suppose.
It's created as well, isn't it? Because I think for all of us, you're right, we are all migrants, and I came here when I was 2 years old, so Australia's kind of been my home. But I remember my parents distinctly missing home.
Yeah.
And they still say home is the Philippines, even though they've lived here longer.
Okay.
It's still where they were born, they still have roots there. And what I realised is that my generation within the family hasn't actually travelled that far to live. They kind of saw what happened to the parents in that first generation and said, no, I'm not going to be without my family, my blood family.
Yeah.
I think for me, 2 words, unconditional love.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's blood or whether it's created, that's what family means for me.
Yeah.
That wonderful old saying of the family you can choose.
Yeah.
Right? It's not the family you were born into, the family you can choose.
Yeah, and I think too, the power comes when you actually choose your birth family. When you go, yep, I take you guys for what you are and what you're not. Love you anyway.
Yes. Challenges and all.
Yeah.
Challenges and all.
Challenges and all,
Yep.
exactly. So how do you celebrate this end of the year and festive season?
We have an old English tradition, I suppose, still. The old turkey and all the hot goods and the trifle and all that sort of thing. But I think this year it's going to be slightly different, because I've made a choice to not wait for the new year to make all those resolutions and let that be the focus of the festive season. I would rather sit and reflect on what was, what the challenges were, how we grew, and I would like to make that a new tradition for my family. Each one of them needs to just write down a little bit, and that'll become a keepsake box. What challenges did you overcome this year, and how did you grow?
So
Creating my own tradition.
This is a new tradition.
Yeah.
Wow, brand new
Thank
tradition.
you, 2020.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to ask your kids as well as grown-ups to participate in that?
Yeah, anyone who chooses to choose 2020 as having been a good year. Challenges and all,
Yeah.
focus on how we grew. What good can we take from this year?
Yeah, that's a
I
great
like that.
idea.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
like
a
that.
really great idea.
I could take that tradition as well.
Yeah.
Amazing to take.
Why don't we all do something with that?
Pass
Yeah.
it around.
Well, it's a
Yes.
great initiative. It's a great idea to, I guess, reflect and go into the festival season in a very positive mindset.
Mhm.
Very, very positive.
I don't want to
And-
forever look back on 2020 and go, oh, you know what, that was a disaster.
Yeah,
It's been a tough year,
yeah.
but I want that to still be something to celebrate.
Yeah, find ways to be thankful for. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, even though we don't have Thanksgiving as
Mm.
such here,
Mm.
that's a very good way of putting it,
Yeah.
being thankful.
Mm.
How about you?
So for me, the usual traditions of, just celebrating Christmas, cooking. We have like Noche Buena. Like, how do you say Noche Buena in Tagalog?
Bueno
Um,
means
It's a, it's a
celebrate-
Spanish,
yes,
yeah,
Spanish
like,
tradition.
Yeah. So you actually prepared dinner, like late dinner, welcoming the 12 moon
Mm-hmm.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
So that's what we are doing. Yeah.
Like a Christmas Eve dinner.
Yes.
Do you go back
Okay.
to the Philippines usually?
I do, but not in this particular
Mm.
situation. So that's really like, that's what I miss the most.
So you would normally
It's-
have gone back to the Philippines
Yes.
for Christmas?
Yeah. So we have, a very traditional, like, nine mornings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's called Simbang Gabi. Like, you actually go to church 9 days before Christmas, and that's like 4 o'clock in the morning. You go to the
Okay.
church. So yeah, that's the traditions.
Mhm.
But I think doing the tradition is more like, remembering the memories, like, when you were young.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's not really like, really because of going to the church, but it's,
It's just what happens at the
Yeah.
time. That's probably-
And then,
Yeah.
seeing people, and then you have a fellowship and things like that.
Family Christmas tradition for us, I think we've always gone and done something with family. And traditionally, we've tried to take around Christmas time the opportunity just to get away, just to travel, go somewhere. Because when you stay at home and do a staycation, it just doesn't feel quite like a holiday,
Yeah.
you don't quite relax. And it's really tempting to just go and open the computer and have a quick check your emails and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we traditionally went away. I think we left it a little bit late this year
Yeah.
because I can't find anything at the moment that's like reasonably priced. It's like $10,000 for 5 days or something. Sort of
Wow.
like going, oh, I'm not sure about that one. But we've always made time to make sure that we go and do Christmas with the grandparents every year,
Yeah.
so without fail. And for us in the Korean culture, the New Year's Eve has a little bit more significance than the Christmas as well. So for us, we always go to New Year's Eve to my mother-in-law's and watch the fireworks. We always have to come home and sleep because my father, who's Korean, has always said to us, if you spend the night out, you'll spend the rest of the day out, rest of the year out. So what you do on the New Year's Day
Oh, wow.
is reflective of how the rest of your year will pan out.
Wow.
So we've always done that. He has a tradition of leaving all the lights on around the house, outside lights, and that's to attract positive spirits, good spirits into the house. So, he'll go around and leave all the lights on and then turn them off at dawn. And then on New Year's Day, the first meal we have has to be at my mum and dad's. And we do what's called a sebe, which is a traditional bow ceremony, basically just wishing them good fortune and good health for the year. And then there's a little bit of exchange of money. But again, it's always, the idea of if you get money in the new year, then you're going to bring money in for the whole year.
Yeah, yeah.
First day of the year, then you're going to bring money into the whole year. So we've always just done that. Unfortunately, I think my kids have taken the wrong idea of it, and they see it as, oh, what am I going to spend my money on now, rather than it's more about paying respects to your family and,
Yeah.
and to your parents and, you know, whatnot, things like that. But, so that's something that we've done every single year.
Yeah, I think mine's pretty much an amalgam of all of yours. I mean, the one thing I do see is that New Year's is a bigger deal for our family than the actual Christmas, because we've got people who don't celebrate within our family. But New Year's everyone gets into. And our tradition is the house has to be full of food.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a full rice bucket.
My mum does the same thing. Like, she cooks for days. She cooks
Yeah.
for days. And it's
Yeah.
just, you know, it'll be like the 7 of us, but she still cooks for days. And I'm like, who's coming, you know? You can feed all of the Hawkesbury
Yeah.
and still have food left over.
And the thing is too, my mum collects strays, so she will bring everyone round.
Yeah.
So we've just gotten used to the fact that there'll be random people coming to our house.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who don't have another place to go to for either the 25th and 26th and all the way up to New Year's. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess that's a tradition in my family.